You know what that means when you hit it at the front of this podcast. Things about to get good. It's about to get real good. And plus, it is kind of cold in Houston. So, but it's about to get good. What's up, everybody? What's up, Tag family? What's up, squad? Squad! Squad! It's your boy, Scoot, aka the man called Scoot. And I'm here to give you this quick tag on Friday night. You know, I'm not going to separate it between WWE and AEW. They all happen on the same night. So you're going to get this SmackDown Live and you're going to get this Rampage. But before I get there, right before I decide to hit record, breaking news. Mustafa Ali requested his release. He said he has a message that's bigger than wrestling and he feels that it won't be able to get it out through WWE. I 100% agree. I agree. Uh, Ali is too talented of a wrestler, and if you do follow his Instagram, I know he posts his stuff on Twitter too. I know he posts stuff on Twitter on Instagram, but if you follow his Instagram, he's basically been trying to see that Muslim Americans are bigger and they are not what you perceive them to be. And when you're not featured on TV a lot or when you're not being incorporated in things, it's hard to get that message out. So I feel him on that aspect. I 100% do. I hope WWE grants his release and he can go out there, really push his message, get his message across. And plus, Mans is mad talented. So any company should be willing to pick him up. Whether it's Impact, AEW, whether he wants to go to New Japan, wherever. Ali is too talented. I don't know what his name is going to be while he's out there, but we shall see. But best wishes. I hope it all comes true for you, and I hope you get it out there and everything happens the way you want it to, Ali. Much respect. Now let's get into it. SmackDown Live. All right, so the overall arcing storyline of SmackDown Live is Seth freaking Rollins is showing up, and him and the Tribal Chief supposed to have a face-off. So throughout the night, they were showing different vignettes. They showed 10 years ago that the Shield formed, they were together. Then they showed the Shield break up. Then they showed the heist of the century. And basically, all of these roads would lead to their face-off and to their match at Royal Rumble. But that's in the main event. Let's start it off with this. The Usos come to the ring, basically like, hey, we're done with the New Day, although they're great opponents. We're done with the New Day. We need some new challengers. You know, here comes the new challenger. That's what New Day. That's what the Usos are looking for. With that being said, the Usos introduce their four teams. We got Los Lotharios, which is Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. We got the Viking Raiders, Jinder Mahal and Shanky. And we got the pairing of Cesaro and Mansoor. I thought Cesaro and Ricochet would have made more sense considering they've been kind of like the little team, but we'll get to Ricochet later. Typical fatal four-way tag match, but instead they didn't have the four opponents in the ring. They did the whole one person has to keep tagging out. So, of course, it led to just cattywampusness. Quota, cattywampus, once a week. Hey. All in all, Viking Raiders get the W. They're going to face off against the Usos. Usos cut a promo saying, yeah, you know, Vikings raided all over the world, but they didn't have the nerve. They didn't have the balls to bring their asses to Samoa, and we will show y'all why. So expect some point Viking Raiders, Usos, tag team championships. Naomi and Sonya Deville drama continues. I'm going to just wrap it all up in one. It basically was like Naomi was like, why are you hating? Like, what's up with you, Sonya? Like, what's happening? And then, you know, Sonya's giving, you know, if you've been keeping up, Sonya's been giving these little snarky remarks and snarky little answers to Naomi and things like that. Naomi was like, I'm about to beat that ass then, fam. Naomi was like, well, remember, as long as I got this jacket on, I am an official, which means you can get fined, you can get fired, I can take you out the Rumble, and then what? And then what? So Naomi was like, I bet. So throughout the night, they kind of had these little things about something was wrong with the AC. First, it was too cold. Then apparently it got too hot, and it got so hot to where Sonya took the jacket off. And Naomi came back later on the night, was like, oh, that jacket's off. So that means I can go ahead and run you this fade then. And right when they was about to scrap, Pierce came back and was like, no. That's not how we're gonna do this. Naomi's kind of right. You know, she did what she was about to earn that victory against Charlotte, and until there was interference and things. So for next week, they're gonna run back Naomi and Charlotte. Of course, if Naomi wins, she gets a title shot. Next up, Sami Zayn cutting a promo talking about how he can't wait to get his Intercontinental title shot. That, you know, Shinsuke's been ducking him. He's been hiding, you know, the whole conspiracy about him not being champ, this, that, and the third. Then, of course, he starts going at Johnny Knoxville about Knoxville being in the Royal Rumble and how Knoxville can't do what the wrestlers do, but he can do what Knoxville does. So Sami Zayn presents Insane, where he's going to do stunts. And his first stunt was he was going to jump the wrestling ring in a shopping cart. And of course, he was hesitant. And right when they was about to do it, he was like, wait, let me check the ramps. Let me check all of this. Then they got to the cart. And right when they were going to get to the ramp, he stopped them again. He was like, this is crazy. I'm not doing this for y'all's entertainment. For this to happen. Then Shinsuke, Rick Boog show up. Boog throws Shinsuke over to the other side of the ring to where he had the crash pads and everything. And Boog's hit the X. So Zayn's gonna have Johnny Knoxville drama and eventually his drama when he goes against Shinsuke for the Intercontinental title. Next up, we get Aaliyah, Natalya. Natalya starts going up because this is Aaliyah's first singles match on SmackDown, and she's going against Natalya. And Natalya, of course, has her Guinness Book of World Records, and she's all like, you know, I have 3 world records: the most matches, the most wins, most wins, and something else I can't remember. Forgive me. And then she was like, tonight I want to do the fastest victory because the fastest victory was 3.8 seconds. So she's like, I'm going to beat that record. So when they go out there, she jumps Aaliyah. She starts beating up on Aaliyah before Aaliyah could truly get things going. And then she's trying to get up and the ref is like, no, Aaliyah can't compete. Then Aaliyah's like, no, I can't compete. So the ref was like, fine, she can compete. As soon as the bell goes ding, Aaliyah rolls up Natalya. 1, 2, 3. Aaliyah has the fastest win in WWE history at 3.18 seconds, I think it is. So, of course, they was making the jokes about Natalya being on the opposite side of history, on the opposite side of a record. And basically, that's how that ended. Lita comes out saying, you know, she was able to main event a Raw. She was able to be in TLC matches. She was able to do this. But the one thing she hasn't done was win a Rumble because she hasn't been a part of one. Win a Rumble and then main event a WrestleMania. So as she's saying all of this, of course, Charlotte Gettin, a.k.a. Charlotte of the Arendelle Kingdom, a.k.a. Figure Skater Charlotte, comes out there and was like, well, you know, Lita, I did send your best friend home and retired her, and she hasn't been back since, and this, that, and the third, and whatever. You know, they jaw jacking at each other. Eventually, it leads to Lita hitting Charlotte with the twist of fate. Bow, 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 bow. Lita's at, you know, Lita forever crush. I think she might have been damn in my original WWFE crush. So one time for the one time, Lita though. But next up, Sheamus versus Ricochet. Sheamus wants to get revenge for what happened to Ridge Holland. Ricochet is like, Don't worry, Sheamus. The same thing I did to Ridges. Same thing I did to Ridges. That's what's gonna be his name now. Same thing I did for Ridges. It's gonna happen to you. I'm coming across your face, fam. And then, well, unfortunately, it didn't happen. Ricochet caught that nice little bro kick. Boom, Sheamus gets the W. Sheamus is all talking about how he won the Rumble 10 years ago, so it's by time for him to do it now. So yeah, that's what that stands. Next up, Kofi Kingston comes out, delivers a promo talking about how, King Woods is injured. He'll be out for a few weeks. That, unfortunately he won't be in the Rumble. So, but Kofi was like, don't worry, there still will be some royalty because the hand of the king will be there. So I'll be in the Rumble. And then his opponent, Madcap Moss and Happy Corbin, comes out, cutting their little corny jokes, and then boom, it leads to a match. Surprisingly, Madcap Moss gets the W. So they've been kind of sneakily giving Madcap Moss these Ws. So I don't know if they're trying to build up Moss with defeating some of the people he's been defeating, but Madcap Moss gets the W. And then for the main event, what we all been waiting for tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we get Seth freaking Rollins and your tribal chief, Roman Reigns. And like I said, throughout the night, they've been showing the history between them. And they get in the ring. They start going at it with the promos. Seth was like, Roman, you never beat me every time we fought. Every time we fought, I always got the W. What's up with that? Saying, I made you, I created you, I can also destroy you. Roman was like, say, fam, I ain't trying to hear all that. I've been champion for over 500 days. You can miss me with that bullshit. You ain't even the superstar and the man you used to be. Matter of fact, you ain't even the biggest star in your household. If I really wanted to main event Royal Rumble and really wanted to have a match, it would be against your wife, not against you. Then that's when Seth started really hitting Roman with the Snapple facts. He was like, the thing is between me and you, Rome's, I do it by myself. You've always had the bloodline. You always had me, and also hinting at Moxley, formerly known as Ambrose. You also had us. You always had people to help you. It's been me. Then, of course, damn near minutes after he said that, the Usos show up, but Reigns was able to make his great escape without getting scathed. And then, the commentary team was like, yo, does Rollins have a point? Can Roman do it on his own? And, that was SmackDown as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been saying before, like I've said with the Raw recaps, they're gassing up the vehicle. They're checking the tires. Everything is leading to Royal Rumble to get us to the road to WrestleMania. So, of course, this is the SmackDown side of it. So, yeah, pretty solid show. Some solid things here and there. The Usos in the beginning, introducing the people, seeing Lita. The face-off between Rollins and Roman. Like I said, that was good stuff here and there. Depending on if you like SmackDown, if you don't, there was stuff here and there. Next up, AEW Rampage. And it starts off with a boom. Oh, you got to see the thumb. With the boom, you get Adam Cole with Red Dragon, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and the Young Bucks versus Trent Beretta with the Best Friends. I started off a pretty solid match between these two. Of course, it was going to break down at some point because everybody was out there, and of course it did. It broke down to a whole scuffle between both sides. And then ultimately, from the distraction, Cole with a low blow hits the super kick, I think, then hits the boom. 1, 2, 3. Cole wins. Then we roll into a segment showing Thunder Rosa and Mercedes Martinez talking about, when we do this, we gonna do this. Like, you didn't came here, you didn't took away my TBS title shot, this, that, and the third, so we gonna do this when it happens. Merry Fistmas. That's what's gonna happen. Then that rolls into Shawn Spears with Wardlow versus Andrew Everett. It was meant for Spears to win, and of course, Spears got the W. From the W, he starts cutting the promo on Punk, saying, I've been doing this for X amount of years. You took 7 years off. You're going against a man who's just so skilled, talented. Excuse me. Skilled, talented, so forth and so on. I'm not going to lie. This was a pretty good and solid promo. Not going to lie. The only thing is I hate about the promo, from the way Spears has been booked, the promo really doesn't match him. Because if you don't keep up with Dark and Elevation, you don't know that Spears is on this wild ass win streak. And him going against Andrew Everett, I think, is his first match on TV in a while. Like, I'm trying to remember since the last time he's been on TV wrestling. That wasn't a tag match. But it would come off a lot better if Spears was booked better. But the promo was great, I thought. Like, it was great. So we'll see come Wednesday when we get Shawn Spears versus CM Punk. And I forgot to actually put the Spears promo. And then next up, we get Acclaim presenting Goth Phase, which was their music video towards Darby Allin and Sting, two grown men going through a goth phase. Darby Sting staying where the cops stay. The Acclaim be hanging where the ops hang. But whatever. I thought it was a pretty funny little thing that they did. You heard us on the channel talk about how much we love the Acclaim, and I've even said I think they should be the next tag champs. I don't think it's going to happen because considering Sting and Darby, you got Red Dragon, the Bucks saying they want their belts back. I don't know. Now you got Brody King and Malachi Black as a team now. So I don't know what's going to happen when it comes to the tag team title picture, but I really want to see the Acclaim hold the gold at some point. And then we get Chris Statlander, Red Velvet, Layla Hirsch versus Nyla Rose, Penelope Ford, and Bunny. 6-woman tag. And of course, the overall arcing story is Statlander and Layla Hirsch have been having beef with each other. And it showed during the match. There was times Layla Hirsch was tagging herself in. There was time Statlander was tagging herself in. And then Red Velvet was just in the middle of it. Ultimately, all of the confusion and beef between Statlander and Hirsch caused, was it Hirsch to get rolled up? I think, if I remember correctly. I think Hirsch got rolled up. 1, 2, 3, Rose, Bunny, and Ford win. So eventually it's going to lead to, I'm assuming it's going to eventually lead to a feud between Hirsch and Statlander. We'll see where it goes. Scorpio Sky, Ethan Page with Dan Lambert was in the back talking, saying that all this BS between the the TNT title, interim, not whatever, Sky is like, I haven't been pinned in 300 days. I haven't lost a match in over 200 something days. Whoever comes out on top with all this situation, I'm coming for that belt. And at this point, Sky deserves it. I don't care what anybody say. Sky deserves it. He deserves it. Plain and simple. Ricky Starks was on commentary, popping that shit about Jay Lethal sticking his nose in the business when it comes to Dante and Team Taz. And then as he's popping, Jay Lethal comes from the back and was like, hey, I'll say, fam, I hear you, talking and whatnot, but how about this? Since that FCW title You so-called think it's important, even AEW don't even recognize it as important. So how about I just take it off your hands then? How about I get it? You know, and maybe I could do something with it. Kind of like what Dizzle predicted. Dizzle kind of predicted that Jay Lethal could potentially take the FDW title and quote unquote give it prestige. So we'll see where it goes. Then we get the main event, Jurassic Express with Christian versus Dark Order's Alex Arnold, John Silver with Evil Uno. It wasn't a bad tag match. The only thing is, it kind of has that AEW formula that I've been kind of dreading about. Is the whole, they're not going to win, especially with Jurassic Express just winning the belts. But it was a pretty solid match. Now there was a point where Reynolds and Silver hit their little combination move, and Jungle Boy kicked that at the very. I'm talking about some Undertaker Shawn Michaels kick out, where the rough hand was like damn near about to hit the mat, and then Jungle Boy kicked out. But ultimately, Jurassic Express gets the W, and that was Rampage. And that was Friday night. I know it's Saturday, but once again, I mean, scheduling. You got to understand. But, it's the man called Scoot telling y'all, thank y'all for rocking. Of course, y'all know what y'all got to do. Thumbs up, thumbs down, preferably the ups. Like, comment. Tell us what you thought about SmackDown. Tell us what you thought about Rampage. Tell us what you think about Mustafa Ali requesting his release. We welcome all the dialogue, good or bad. We welcome it. But the most important thing, though, you guys to subscribe. Because how you gonna know when we post videos? We just videos, and if you subscribe, you will see the combo. You'll see it. But if you don't, you might see one here, might see one there, and then be like, oh damn, I missed like 10 videos in between. That's why you guys subscribe so you can get it all. Of course, the man called Scoot, Lip Dizzle, Jacob Bombastic, too sweet to the Brodies out there. And like we always say, whatever you do in life, peeps, do not forget to tag out. Peace.